Recording live. Roll that bumper. Happy Thanksgiving. Whoa, you can't see it. It's down at the bottom of the screen. All right. Hello. Sean Brady with a little Leverage Your Lunch Hour with the very cool and very fabulous Laurel Fuller Clark in the background. Laurel, how are you today?
I'm great, Sean. How are you doing?
Fabuloso. Getting ready for our Thanksgiving week and certainly all kinds of wonderful fun stuff. Very thankful, very happy, always smiling. And but we're actually talking about a little LinkedIn because I know some people may just have a little bit of time to think about LinkedIn over the next few days.
So it's really interesting to me, Sean, because I've been on LinkedIn for quite a while. I think 2007 is when I first did a LinkedIn profile.
Wow.
And never did very much with it. Recently, in the last year or two, I've been accepting a lot more connections and asking people to connect. And so I have a couple thousand LinkedIn connections maybe, but wasn't doing anything with it until Josh Levy and Medici started doing workshops on how to leverage your LinkedIn connections. And it's been quite remarkable how much response I've gotten so far with some really good connections reaching out to people.
Yeah. You and I both. So I know I've had, a few thousand people in mine. And before Medici, I think, I had over 500. I was probably somewhere in the 800 range, less than 1,000. And I know with his guidance and support, and then also with Mish Hancock and her LinkedIn understanding, and just all the community at Medici, we really got a lot of value in actually doing a campaign and growing our relationships inside of our audience, which I think we forget it's social media and connections. That's another big distinction. It's not just a marketing tool. It's actually a huge connection tool and collaboration tool. And, that it really lays on well what we do at Medici Media Space in really having a community of business people that are growing our entrepreneurial mindsets. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the surprising things that happened for me was in reaching out to people. Just today, I got a message from someone who appreciated me sending a message, and she is an author. She lives in Canada. I know her a little bit through a dream organization, and she's been writing books, and she asked me if I would write the preface for the most recent book that she wrote, which is fantastic. And I got a message from someone else who I don't know personally. I know her through LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And she asked if I would like to be on her podcast, which I told her that I would like to do. So we set that up. There's some other people who I heard from who I either didn't know at all, or I knew just, barely. And so we have begun to develop a real relationship from reaching out to them through LinkedIn.
And I have something similar where I'm reaching out and furthering the connections. It's like, well, what does Sean Brady how am I going to further my connections on LinkedIn? Sean does all these crazy cooking shows, and he loves food, and Brady Eats, and the regular wine guy. And that's the things that I want to further is regular wine guy. And don't tell Josh, but my super secret bourbon society. It's a secret. Okay, not too much of a secret.
Not so much of a secret anymore, Sean Brady.
Don't let Josh see this video.
Okay.
But the cool thing is that we're just connecting with different people, and we're actually, tasting all these bourbons and things like that, where, I don't necessarily want to have a full blown, multiple $100 bottles that I don't like sitting around, but I sure would like to taste it. And I think a lot of my friends would too. And that's where we're, enriching connections that way, on top of business and on top of, how we do social media and business consulting and all these other wonderful things that we like to do, because it is our full life. So one thing I wanted to add, you see Happy Thanksgiving at the bottom of my screen. And it is a Thanksgiving week. So you may be seeing this video, and it could be any holiday season. It could be any season whatsoever. And I'm sure we'll have these workshops going on. But we have Mish Hancock and Josh Levy have another LinkedIn workshop where you get a sense and a taste of really how to use LinkedIn as a tool to further your relationships in your connections and just grow organic things in community that way. So I know that one's coming up on December 8th. Did we have another date, Laurel, coming up?
I think that's the only one that's
the next
right
date.
now. It's a Tuesday afternoon.
I would say just you can connect with either Laurel or I, because I'm sure you're seeing this video, and we'll share it with our LinkedIn community. But you can also certainly go to medicistl.com, and that is medici.stl.com. And certainly we can point you in the right direction there. They will if you've never met us before. It was a 2 or 3 degree separation, but that's how LinkedIn works. So really, really powerful stuff. And it's people who are known. We're in the St. Louis area, but we have a wide range of reach of people all over the world. So Laurel, anything else we should add for the folks out there? Because it really is about all the cool. Oh, share one cool tool that you were really surprised that you learned about LinkedIn.
One thing that was a surprise to me is that it is a fairly simple operation once you know how to do it, to be able to find contact information for your contacts, where you can go outside of LinkedIn through email and be able to reach out to people through email, sometimes even phone numbers. Some people have their phone numbers on there. And one thing, we were talking about this in another Medici meeting this morning, there are no dumb questions. So I know sometimes when it comes to business technology, I feel like I'm really ignorant compared to other people, but I never feel like that at Medici. I always, if I have a question, there's always somebody who is glad to answer it, glad to share their knowledge. And so it makes it very easy to learn. And one of the things about this LinkedIn workshop is that it's geared for people either who want to do it themselves, to get enough knowledge and information that they realize this is not something I want to spend my time with, but absolutely something I would like to hire someone to do, or anywhere in between. So it's geared toward anybody who wants to build more real relationships with people who right now are names on LinkedIn.
Yes. Well, one of the things, so we did this workshop together, and one of the things I actually learned from Laurel's sharing and her experience was, I thought of it more of as marketing and a push thing, but you actually use it as a qualifying tool. It's like, hey, I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm growing my list in this, my newsletter. And if you would like to do it, then certainly opt in, versus an opt. It's like, oh, I'm going to force it down your throat and opt out if you don't want to do my newsletter. Because I know I get all those, and then I just ignore them, and I'm like, that's not a real true connection for me. And we all get those, and hopefully I don't think I've done anything like that. I hope I haven't. If I have, I apologize. And it's a really neat way to really have your expression come through. I didn't put the hashtag up, but usually I have "Be More You" on a hashtag in the background. So it's really using LinkedIn in a way that's comfortable for you. Again, you can DIY it at the end of it and have a better sense of it. But also, if you want to outsource it, some of the things to look for and how to qualify, and actually manage this new tool that's not so as cumbersome as you think. but it doesn't mean you shouldn't outsource it. So I still outsource my stuff because it is tough for me. And as Jaleisha and Jenny know, I like to outsource stuff. So there you go. Anything else we should add for that workshop coming up? We'll make sure to put it all in the show notes down below.
Well, what you just said, Sean, about outsourcing things and the fact that Jaleesa and Jenny are staff at Medici, that's one of the huge benefits that I receive from being a member of Medici is not only learning about how I can grow my business, but also making connections with people who have skills that I don't. I mean, I'm a people person and I can do some technology, but that's definitely not my strong suit. So to be able to know people and learn about other people who are great at it and who have the skills to do it, so that then I can focus on the things that are more my skill set. Like in doing this LinkedIn workshop, I'm a writer and I composed a few different emails to send to different categories of people in my LinkedIn list. And that was fun for me, which, that's not fun for some people.
No.
But that's one thing that's great about Medici is you find out who knows what, who has which skills, who likes to do what. And then with that kind of cooperation and collaboration, everybody gets to be better.
Yeah, absolutely. I underline, highlight all that, all the more. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving week, thank you, Jaleesa. Thanks for the Medici team. Thank you for Jenny. Thank you for Alex, Josh, and LaShonda, always in the background. And, it's a huge benefit and quite frankly, a cost savings compared to the alternative. And it's really nice to know that we're in a community that has your back. So it's cool stuff. All right. On that note, Jaleesa or Jenny, I forget who's rolling the bumper today. Let's get ready to roll that bumper. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, Laurel.
And thank you, Sean Brady. I'm very grateful for you.
Well, as you as well. I don't know if I said that right, but I think I did. Metaphysical Mindset shows coming on a screen near you in the near future. All right, Jaleesa, you ready?
Jenny is ready.
Jenny is ready. Jaleesa or Jenny. Perfect. All right, we'll get ready to roll that bumper. And as we always say, we may not see you in person, but we'll always see you right here on social media. Happy holidays, everyone. All right. Wonderful stuff. Good stuff.